From News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast is presented by Currency. Currency makes financing quick, easy, and secure for machinery, ag equipment, and more. Visit GoCurrency.com. Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at LibertyFirstCU.com. Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to ThinkMidway.com.
And welcome to Kearney for this presentation of college sports on News Channel Nebraska. The regular season is winding down. Every game is magnified as teams in the MIAA fight for spots as they head towards the conference tournament and beyond. I'm Michael Shively. Todd Katula is with me courtside, and we're ready for a men's and women's basketball doubleheader. It's Nebraska-Kearney hosting Missouri Southern State. First up is the women's teams, and both of these are among the elites in the conference, among the elite in the region. And heading down to this time of year, it means they're fighting for standings and their seeding in the conference tournament.
Yeah, two really talented teams in the conference, really strong teams, a lot of talent with their eye on postseason runs, and it should be a really good game with a lot of good individual matchups.
UNK with a new head coach this year, Drew Johnson, takes over. Was with another team in the conference. Now he's a Loper. Has the team playing good ball? How have you seen the team adjust to a new coaching staff?
Yeah, they've gotten kind of in their groove, playing his system a little bit more, not shooting quite as many threes, and really figured it out. They've come together as a team, and you can see that occurring as the postseason approaches here. They've really settled in and playing the style that he likes to see.
Missouri Southern, that women's basketball team, won the conference tournament a season ago. New faces this year, but they took care of business against the Lopers the first time around.
Yeah, jumped out to a big lead in the first quarter. UNK struggled with turnovers a little bit. Didn't shoot it very well. Missouri Southern was able to hold on that 10-point lead most of the game, but take away that first quarter, it's a pretty even game, and UNK wants to get off to a fast start tonight and avoid that.
We're talking key players getting ready for tip-off between the Lopers and the Lions. First for the visitors out of Missouri Southern. Sometimes she comes off the bench, but Ryan Franklin is 6'3", and that means she's a mismatch most every game.
Yeah, strong player inside for Missouri Southern, can score it, rebound it, really moves well, is physical in there. UNK will have their hands full with her for sure.
Nebraska-Kearney, their leader is their fifth-year senior, Shiloh McCool. She is so steady, gets it done in every facet of the game.
Yeah, Shiloh's a returning all-conference player, leads UNK in scoring and rebounds, about 15 and 9 per game. She's had 12 double-doubles this year. She just became the 12th leading scorer in UNK history with over 1,400 points. So when UNK needs a bucket, a big rebound, really talented player, brings a lot of intensity to the floor.
We have a high-level women's basketball matchup. It's UNK hosting Missouri Southern, and it comes your way next on News Channel Nebraska.
UNK is a place where quality education meets hands-on learning, and going the extra mile gets rewarded. It's a place where you can put yourself out there, reach your goals, and set new ones you never thought possible. Be yourself, but develop the best version of you. Let us show you what you're made of. Be blue. Be gold. Be bold. Apply now to the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Learn more at unk.edu.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
The President's Day savings results are in, and it's clear that the majority agree Schaefer's is the place to save. Megan, what are you hearing on the ground?
Mike, Schaefer's does have a great selection of Whirlpool appliances, and this 12-cycle washer and matching dryer are checking all the boxes with over $500 in savings. They are a very popular duo at just $9.99 for the pair.
Based on those results, we're going to call it Schaefer's is the place to save this President's Day. NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports for more highlights, interviews, rankings, and our full schedule.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Save up to $12,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4s during the President's Day sales event at Midway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Kearney or online at thinkmidway.com/CDJR.
Getting ready for tip-off here in Kearney. It's UNK against Missouri Southern. Michael Shively, Todd Gatula. Time for your school spotlight, brought to you by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. There's a check of what UNK brings to the table. Just over 6,000 students here in Buffalo County in the middle of Nebraska. You see the football stadium listed there, but the Health and Sports Center doesn't get too much better than this. In Division II basketball, awesome new sound system, scoreboard just a couple years old, really good seating options for fans. They can pack this place, especially for volleyball in the fall. We're getting ready for tip-off. It's two of the best teams in the conference. It's UNK and Missouri Southern State. We have your starting lineups in tip-off when we return to Kearney.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports for more highlights, interviews, rankings, and our full schedule.
UNK is a place where quality education meets hands-on learning, and going the extra mile gets rewarded. It's a place where you can put yourself out there, reach your goals, and set new ones you never thought possible. Be yourself, but develop the best version of you. Let us show you what you're made of. Be blue, be gold, be bold. Apply now to the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Learn more at unk.edu.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
UNK is a place where quality education meets hands-on learning, and going the extra mile gets rewarded. It's a place where you can put yourself out there, reach your goals, and set new ones you never thought possible. Be yourself, but develop the best version of you. Let us show you what you're made of. Be blue, be gold, be bold. Apply now to the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Learn more at unk.edu.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Back here in Kearney, Michael Shively, Todd Gatula. Time for your starting lineups. We begin with the visitors, the Lions, out of Joplin, Missouri. Led by head coach Ronnie Ressel. They go Chrislyn Jones, a 5'6" senior. Hannah Berg, a 5'6" junior. Caitlin Honeycutt is a 5'9" junior. Reese Webb, 6'1", she's a junior. And Mira Kahn rounds out the starting five for the Lions, a 6'1 senior, but expect to hear far more names than just those starting 5. They go 5, maybe 6 deep off the bench. They dim the lights in Kearney. It's time to introduce the Lopers. UNK under the tutelage of first-year head coach Drew Johnson, assisted by his wife, former Kansas State and WNBA star Nicole Oldie Johnson. Taking a peek at that starting lineup for the Lopers. 5 foot, make that a 6 foot junior, Samantha Moore. She's out of Mullen, Nebraska, and gets the start. Jill Ashoff, a 5'7 sophomore from Lincoln, went to Pius X High School. Shiloh McCool, a 5'11 senior from Pleasant Hill, Iowa. She is the key player for the Lopers. Meg Burns is a 5'11 junior, averaging double figures from Ankeny, Iowa. And Bailey Sobczak, a 6'1 redshirt freshman, rounds out the starting lineup for UNK. One notable absence from that starting lineup is Kaya Wilson. She's the team's second leading scorer on the season. Missed the last handful of games. She had a hand injury, but is now back and available. That's big to get her off the bench.
Yeah, that's a really big addition. She's a great defender, brings a lot of emotional energy to the team, and just an all-around talented player. She scored 20 points against Missouri Southern their first meeting back in January, and had a really big game. So another player to keep an eye on tonight.
Also of note in terms of UNK's roster this evening, Macy Bryant, the sophomore from Fremont, Nebraska, comes off the bench, 5'11", 3 points a game. She is a big body, gets in there, messes around, gets some rebounds. Not available. She's ill today. Yeah, that's a big loss on it, actually, against Missouri Southern, especially with their big girl inside. Macy doesn't have the huge stat lines, but where she really works and grinds inside against other teams and gives those other girls a blow when they need a breather. So that's a rough one to lose to illness tonight with Macy Bryant. We are going to be paying close attention to Missouri Southern to see if they're able to put out their point guard who played most of the season before going out against UNK back when they played on January 13th. That's Mia Topping. Topping has been out with an injury, and looking at the bench, looking at their players they're trotting out, it's not looking promising that we're seeing Topping today. There was speculation that she might be ready to go for this evening's contest, but we will find out. Right now, do not see her with her jersey exposed on the bench. We're underway. The Lopers get the basketball, 18-7. There is Jill Ashoff, the point guard out of Lincoln, setting up the offense. Boy, has she been fun this season. Really didn't get to play much her first 3 seasons. Lopers lose the basketball in the opening possession. And firing a 3 right away and hitting, Chrislyn Jones opens things up from the left wing from downtown. Jones, a senior. Lopers get a second chance here, and Jones is a player who can really shoot it. The Lopers, they like to get it inside, and Bailey Sobczak puts it away on the second chance opportunity.
Yeah, nice little turnaround there by Bailey inside, and that's something UNK will look for, to get some cutters, some easy buckets down low.
Did you just say the key word, cutters? If you go to a University of Nebraska Kearney social media and watch Drew Johnson's mic'd up video, he said cutters about 38 times. Good hesitation move by Moore, and the Mullen Bronco pulls up, hits the long deuce, and the Lopers have their first lead.
Nice mid-range jumper that time by Sam Moore. UNK will take those. A lot of teams try to get closer. They'll take those shots.
In the lane, a miss, but an offensive rebound for the Lions. There's Jones again, this time from the right wing, right on the money. She now has 49 made threes on the season, shooting a blistering 37%. This is your first quarter, which is brought to you by John Henry's, our family serving years. in the lane, and there's a strong move for Sobczak. She has 2 early buckets, the freshman averaging just under 10 per game.
Bailey's a girl that if you get her going in there, which she's got a couple quick ones, she can really hurt you quick.
Missouri Southern against that UNK man-to-man defense. Jones has been hot to start. Around the screen, loses the basketball out of bounds. A couple of turnovers for the Lions here in the first 2.5 minutes.
Just a couple minutes in here, but this is already the kind of start, if you're UNK, you like to see, just knowing last time these two teams met, they fell behind big early.
It was 21-10 after just 1 quarter. Lopers missing some early shots helped contribute to that deficit. Solid take. Jill Ashoff crosses over and finishes with the right. Lopers did cut that game to a 4-point deficit in the 4th quarter after digging themselves a double-digit hole early. Step-through move and well short on that try for Kahn. Out of Berlin, Germany. Pardon me, that was actually Reese Webb. Middle of the lane, the runner doesn't drop for Meg Burns, who's one of the top shooters in the league. The rim unkind there. Deep tray ball, air ball, out of bounds, and patting her chest, Caitlin Honeycutt says, oh, maybe that wasn't the best pull.
UNK really trying to get to the rim here early. All their shots have been right around the bucket, mid-range jumper, not settling for the threes, which I know is something Coach wanted heading in this game, is get to the rim, take those open looks.
Both of these teams are really good shooting teams. Both squads shoot 44% from the floor, are 73% or better from the line. You'll see some shots go down this evening. Banging around in the lane, oh, it nearly fell. Bailey Sobczak, a focal point of this Loper offense in the opening quarter.
You know, that's a tough stop right now from Missouri Southern. Bailey's really closing off her defender, sealing, posting up and getting the ball in there for some good looks.
6'1", redshirt freshman. Hits the first out of Rapid City, South Dakota. Had just 3 points the first time these teams played on January 13th, and already well above that. One of the players that's taken a step forward for Coach Drew Johnson in the absence of Kaya Wilson. And an offensive foul, an illegal screen set by the Lopers, or rather set by the Lions, and it's Lopers basketball up 4 here in the first quarter.
Brindley Christensen coming in for UNK.
Christensen, a 6-foot freshman, seeing some youth on the court. And while she's a redshirt sophomore, the point guard with the ball, Ashoff, didn't play much of any minutes in the first couple of seasons, so she's young as well. It's McCool and a bunch of younger players. Missed by McCool there. Good scrap for the rebound by Sobczak. Back out to Burns, and Burns fills it up. The first 3 ball for the Lopers, and the lead is 7.
Great inside-out action there. You know, helped earlier by all the inside play, opens up those threes.
That's a couple of offensive boards already for Sobczak, who's having a phenomenal opening period. Open look for Missouri Southern. And a whistle, it's Loper basketball following the miss by Hannah Berg.
Ryan Franklin, who we talked about in our pregame show, just checked in and gets a quick foul. Big 6'3", inside presence for Missouri Southern with a quick one.
It's a big development here. Franklin, second best on the team with 11.5 points per contest. Also 6 boards to lead the Lions. She'll be playing with a foul the rest of this quarter. Contact there against Franklin. No whistle, and it sails high out of the right arm of Christensen for UNK. Again, nobody matching up with Berg that time. They get it into Franklin. She's double teamed. Quick trigger tray and back iron for Honeycutt, who's 0 for 2 to begin. Sinking defense by the Lopers. Last touch by Missouri Southern. UNK gets the basketball after a couple of misses. by the team from Joplin, Missouri. And a timeout on the floor. We've reached the midway point of the opening quarter, and the score on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard, UNK 13, Missouri Southern 6.
UNK is a place where quality education meets hands-on learning, and going the extra mile gets rewarded. It's a place where you can put yourself out there, reach your goals, and set new ones you never thought possible. Be yourself, but develop the best version of you. Let us show you what you're made of. Be blue, be gold, be bold. Apply now to the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Learn more at unk.edu.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom Dinsdale Auto. Celebrating 20 years, Tom Dinsdale Auto is proud to be community-driven. And by News Channel Nebraska. Check us out on Twitter at NCN Sports.
Lopers fans, lots to cheer about early on in this game. 13-6 the score on your Currency scoreboard. Michael Shively, Todd Gatula with you. Both of these teams 18 wins on the season, but it came about in different ways. The Lopers have all 7 of their losses in conference play. They're 12-7. Missouri Southern is 14-4. They've been near the top or at the top of the conference standings most of the season. 3 ball out of the break is off the mark on that try by Lexi Mose.
Missouri Southern comes in on a 2-game losing streak after winning 15 straight in the middle of their season, so looking to get back on track.
They hadn't lost over a 70-day stretch. Not many teams get to say they go more than 2 months without a loss.
It's a lot of good basketball in that stretch.
But Coach Johnson says he thinks it's a different team without their starting point guard, Mia Topping. We have not seen Topping yet today, and I don't think we're going to, based on how their bench looks. Perhaps a contributor to those last couple defeats. Cold shooting to begin for the Lions. Team averaging 73 points per game. Ashoff, nifty behind the back. There's a take for Christensen. She draws the whistle, and is that on Franklin? No. They'll tag Webb for her first.
Little collective sigh of relief from the Missouri Southern bench, not wanting Franklin to pick up her second early.
Good look on our instant replay there. Camera's catching that indeed was the correct call on Webb. Ashoff played 36 minutes all of last season. She might get 36 here today. Trying to create. Gets it to McCool, who gives it away. That's Kennedy Roach, the junior, with the theft for the Lions. Scoring drought right now for Missouri Southern. 7-0 run for the Lopers comes to a close. Chrislyn Jones has all 9 points for Missouri Southern, and the shot clock has gone dark on the Lopers side of the court. See if we can get that rejuvenated.
Boy, Chrislyn Jones off to a hot start for Missouri Southern. Comes in averaging just under 12 points a game, 9 already. She's been a problem.
On your screen in the distance there, Ronnie Russell. He is in his 8th season leading Missouri Southern. He's a Missouri Southern grad out of 1992. Was an assistant for the men's team, then an assistant for the women's team, and is now in charge of that women's squad. And really, after some middling years, turned it up the last 2 seasons. They made the MIAA championship 2 seasons ago. They won the championship a year ago and made it to the regional final.
Yeah, and it's definitely a team looking to get back to that point. Maybe not quite as strong as last year, but they have just as high expectations to make a run deep into the postseason.
Tip of the cap to the folks here. You didn't have anything to do with that, Todd, getting that back up right now, did you?
I won't take credit or the blame.
The Shot clock now back and operating on the Lopers side. See if UNK can keep the offense going. Jones has certainly done it for the Lions. That's turnovers on consecutive possessions by Shiloh McCool, perhaps the player you would least expect to give it away twice in a row. And the Lions pay it off. Franklin on the pick and roll.
Yeah, Lopers need to take care of the ball a little bit on their end. Pressure's got to him here the last couple of possessions.
Good post up in the paint. Here's Sobczak. Creates some space. Doesn't get it to drop that time. Still a hot start with 6 points, 3 boards. In the lane, Franklin on the right block, and count the bucket plus the foul. Ryan Franklin starting to heat up midway through the quarter. That's Sobczak picking up her first.
Boy, and that's where she's just really strong when you let her get it down low and just one-on-one defense. You see there in the replay, she's just really tough to stop one-on-one. Early on, UNK was able to collapse a little bit, double team her, make it tougher.
Franklin does not get the and one. 13 points for the Lions, all of them coming from players from Edmond, Oklahoma. Jones, Franklin, from the same place, Edmond, Oklahoma, and that's been a fertile recruiting bed for the Lions. And they've scored all the points for Missouri Southern. A bump on the far side. That's Morgan Myers, the junior, picking up her first foul. That is the fifth foul now, so shots coming for Ashoff.
Which she's really good at penetrating. We'll talk a little more about here as the game goes on with all the assists she gets and plays she makes.
Nothing but net to get her first points, averaging nearly 6 assists per game. A phenomenal number, especially for a player that didn't see time until this season.
Yeah, on pace to break the school record for those 6 assists in a game and maybe even close to the career record of 177.
She is a gamer on top of being able to drop dimes with the best of them. Good look right there in the paint for Myers, but she can't hit it. Rifled pass. Oh, beautiful extra dump off and a foul on the help defense on Mira Khan. What a beautiful bounce pass from the right block to the left, and it puts Kaya Wilson at the line to shoot a pair.
There's Kaya getting active. You know, she's back. We talked after having an injury and missing some games.
It's a hand injury, so there's the first test of it. How does she shoot? She's been able to stay in shape, do plenty of running. Coach Johnson said, oh, she's been shooting with her left hand. He was excited. They said 4 to 6 weeks that she'd be out. They got her back after 4 weeks. She's practiced all week leading up to this game and sinks her first 2 throws.
Kai's a transfer, was at Nebraska, Omaha, and also 2 years at Fort Hays State before becoming a Loper.
I love it when you can pick off a player from the Tigers. Oh, tough shot, falls through. Good pivot for the veteran Honeycutt. Backdoor, difficult pass, and now Franklin has it walled off. 3 seconds in the lane, and that turns it over for the Lopers. Each team with 4 turnovers in the first quarter.
UNK's cooled off a little bit. They were shooting 56% there early, and now down to 41. Missouri Southern's kind of flipped it, now shooting 46% after a really cold start.
And they couldn't buy a bucket for a while, then started to get their mojo back, and some of it's on that screen and roll action. There's Franklin to the hoop again, and she's been tearing up UNK once she got inserted into the game. McCool trying to find some of her first chances to score. There she finds a teammate. Wilson puts it in.
Kaya coming alive a little bit here for UNK.
Deep 3. Back rim for Kahn, but they'll get another look, will the Lions. Into Franklin. Has the height advantage and walked with it. Good job by Sobczak, not giving up anything easy. Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com. Lopers with the shot clock off. They're happy with having the lead against the second-ranked team in the conference standings. Try to extend it. Ashoff pulls up. Tough shot. Missed it. And the Lions from half court bank it in. She made it. Caitlin Honeycutt heaves it from the Loper logo, and Missouri Southern with that three grabs, I believe that should be the lead, 20-19 at the end of the quarter. Let's see that again. Oh, she put plenty on it and got it to drop through. The second quarter next on NCN.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs. All backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, lawn and garden tractor, or gator, every piece of equipment in our inventory is ready to work hard for your operation. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or learn more at landmarkimp.com to experience the Landmark difference.
That is literally the funniest thing ever.
And then I said,
it wasn't, but this guy could use a win. Even if it's not as big of a win as I get with free Kasasa Cash checking. Kasasa Cash pays me a really high rate and refunds ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. So I feel like a queen. Has a mega bank ever made you feel that way? Or is it more like this guy? Take back banking with Kasasa Cash.
Get Kasasa checking at Liberty First Credit Union.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Just missed it coming back from break, but Caitlin Honeycutt did it again. This time a little bit closer in. Still nailed the tray, drained it, and all of a sudden a 4-point lead for Missouri Southern on the road in Kearney. Michael Shively, Todd Gatula with you. The Lopers going back to work. Sobczak's been the answer so far. She earns a trip to the line. UNK, it felt like Todd had control. They were the better team for most all of that first quarter, but here they are 40 seconds into the second quarter, down 4.
Yeah, led by as many as 7 there in the first quarter, and now they've reeled off a bunch of points there. Missouri Southern on a run. Interesting, as soon as Ryan Franklin comes out of the game, the post player for Missouri Southern, UNK goes right back inside, draws a foul, gets to the line.
That's a great point. Honeycutt, and those ends of quarters, coaches always talk about how important that is at the end of the quarter, to win those ends of the quarter, because they can bring momentum to the next quarter, and also it's just like stealing points, and it certainly brought momentum for the Lions to the second quarter, because Jones continues her hot shooting.
11 points for her already, just starting this second quarter.
She has not missed, 4 for 4, 3 of those from distance. And a whistle. The Lions now with 7 fouls total through the first 11 minutes. This is your second quarter, brought to you by O Street Carpet. Steve Carper and the crew over there at O Street Carpet. But fouls reset after each quarter here in women's college hoops. Shiloh McCool scoreless in that opening quarter. It would be a point of emphasis for the Lopers to get her more involved. Here she is. Takes the tough 2 offensive rebounds. Sam Moore clears the glass, and Sobczak blocked by two hands by Franklin. 6'3". She's all of that. Easily 2 inches above Sobczak, who's listed at 6'1". And here's that matchup again. Franklin over the top, hits.
Well, she's just steady in there, really active, fun to watch, works for body position to get the ball, takes her time, just does all the right things down low.
8 points already. Launching, Meg Burns. Hasn't been able to get her range either. Just 3 points for Burns. Now it's Webb dishing off to Jones. And a walk. One thing saving the Lopers defensively is giveaways. That's now 6 turnovers for Missouri Southern.
Yeah, kind of a little role reversal from the first time these two teams played back in early January or mid-January, where UNK had a lot of early turnovers, and that kind of built into that snowball effect of them dropping behind early when combined with the poor shooting.
9 players have played already for Missouri Southern. They keep those posts fresh and sub them out, and there's another good post player who comes in to replace. That's Hudson, who just came in. She's a junior averaging double figures, who spells Franklin. Many of these Missouri Southern players not on the roster a season ago. Got some graduate transfers, some just traditional portal players after they were rated themselves following last season's incredible postseason run. And McCool is ice cold to begin this game. Ashoff on Jones like glue. And a foul. That goes against UNK's Kaya Wilson, defending Brandy Hudson.
Boy, nice quick move from Hudson. You'll see here she catches it, spins real quick, and just gets right around the defender, drawing the foul. Real quick post move.
And Hudson hits. Really a remarkable team at the line. 79% as a team at the stripe. Didn't go that time for Hudson. My apologies. But you rarely see a team shoot that clip, especially 24 games into the season.
Quick shot there by UNK.
And the pull-up for Honeycutt. They're fortunate, the Lopers. That one didn't go through. And a miscommunication with Moore leading the break, looking for Sobczak.
This might be at this point in the game where that pace the last couple possessions maybe just a little quicker right now than Coach Johnson would want them playing. Quick shot on one end, force a long pass on that and out of bounds. My guess is next possession you'll see a little better set and slow it down.
Just 2 points in the first 3.5 minutes of quarter number 2 for the Lopers. Jones had a little mismatch against Moore there. They go inside. Brilliant step through, but excellent recovery. The defense by Wilson, and there's a foul. 2 shots coming for the Lions, who have been going to work in the lane, getting it done. That's now 2 on Wilson.
You know, Hudson's a reserve for them, but averaging 11 points, 4.5 rebounds a game. So they've got a couple of bench players that come in both in double figures. So you don't see much of a drop-off when they bring in their reserves. Use reserve loosely.
Right. It's honestly a little surprising how the Lions decide on their starters, and I'd love to talk with their coach sometime about how he chooses it, because really 2 or 3 of his best players come off the bench, including Hudson and Franklin.
College basketball is a lot about matchups, maybe more so than high school and others. So sometimes those matchups dictate lineups as they try to think through things.
Hey, I'm not going to question Coach Ronnie Ressel, he has 127 wins compared to 102 losses over his 8 seasons. Missouri Southern has the Lions playing good ball now with an 18-6 record. Drive down the left lane line. Hannah Berg can't convert, and there's a tough rebound secured by Sobczak. Ashoff, there was contact, no whistle. Moore launches right on the mark. Samantha Moore takes the lid off the hoop.
Big bucket for UNK and much needed points.
Her 17th made 3 of the season is all. Junior, much needed bucket there. Honeycutt draws the whistle. She'll shoot 2.
Feels like even though we've played a quarter and a half, both teams still feeling each other out a little bit. It just kind of has that flow. They both established themselves outside a little, definitely inside. Very, very evenly matched.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Zollner Ford Lincoln. Mass subs. Jillian Ashoff chatting with the official during this free throw break. She did get knocked to the court last possession. Three team fouls this quarter on UNK. Just one more to give before they put the Lions at the line some more. McCool just inside of the arc, and it's not been her half.
She's just not getting the ball down low inside into the rim, which is where a lot of her game comes from.
Now 0 for 4 shooting on the evening. A look for Berg. She hasn't been able to find her range either. Ashoff, what will she do after the miss? Gets it up top. Net 3. Just a little off the mark.
It's a nice look for UNK. Hit the trailer for a 3.
Christensen, a 32% shooter from distance. Didn't get it that time. Lions have had success going inside to Franklin, and they find her here. Double team comes, wide open 2, falls for Reese Webb.
If you're UNK, I think you'll take that. You force the pass out from the post, force them to hit a mid-range jumper. I think UNK would take that over Franklin, getting it down low and wheeling, dealing all night long.
Defense collapses on the drive from Burns. Nothing open for UNK. Ashoff launches the tray. Loper's offense just 5 points in 6.5 minutes in the second quarter.
7 for 22 now from the field, 31% for UNK.
Meanwhile, Chrislyn Jones is 5 for 5. And timeout, Drew Johnson. The Lopers have a lot to talk about. They've seen what was a 7-point lead flip to an 11-point deficit. We'll take a break with them on NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
A new year. A fresh start. A resolution to grow more. Gain more. Give more. The process is the same. Plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we. Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
Louis the Loper directing the band. Is he qualified for that? Oh, must be. Looks like he's doing some good directing, and well, the young fans are into it as well. Loper basketball team has some work to do, trailing by 11. They're going against Missouri Southern, who sits in second place in the MIAA standings behind Missouri Western. The Griffins with a 16-3 conference record. Missouri Southern at 14-4. The Lopers in 7th actually tied for 6th after last night. Missouri make that Central Missouri fell, so now both those teams tied at 12-7.
UNK led, if you remember, before that long shot at the end of the first quarter. UNK led 19-17. They've been outscored 18-5 since 2 seconds left in the first quarter.
That was just the second foul there on Ryan Franklin. She'll remain in the game. Definitely something the Lopers will be aware of and perhaps try to attack in the final 3 minutes of the half. Looking to reverse that run that got them in this hole. Open three from the left corner falls. And that was a good look for Kennedy Roach. Just hit what was only her 8th triple of the season. McCool scoreless. Kicks it out. Nearly turned over. McCool creates some separation. Offensive rebounds. And it doesn't go there either for Jordan Sears, the freshman from McPherson, Kansas.
Boy, UNK is just cold from the field. They can't buy one.
Oh, that's a bucket that McCool, one of the best players in the conference, hits 4 out of 5 times, I'd say. Meanwhile, Honeycutt, ever since she hit the banked-in half-court shot at the end of the quarter, has been on fire. And her heater continues. The lead at a game-high 16 points. There's Ashoff.
Nice triple drive penetration for the easy bucket for Jillian. Lincoln Pius grad.
Former Thunderbolt. Looks first to distribute, but has found a way to become a good scorer this year as well, averaging 10 per contest. Tough shot. Well short from Morgan Myers, out of bounds to the Lopers. UNK had held Missouri Southern to 17 points in the first 9 minutes and 59 seconds of this game. They now have 41. McCool down the right lane line, and here's a chance for points. Maybe the star senior, averaging 14 points and 9 boards per contest, can start to find her groove at the foul line.
Yeah, UNK is going to really want to get her going in the second half to win these ball games. They really need her active and getting some buckets.
And there's her first point. McCool coming off a 23-point effort against Lincoln last time these teams played. Was a cool 9 for 9 at the line in that road victory. Down 12, or wouldn't that be a momentum boost if the Lopers can cut it to a single-digit deficit before half? Good screen set, tough pass to handle for Hudson. Finds the hot shooter, Honeycutt, and that's the answer. Caitlin Honeycutt, Kristlyn Jones, they are automatic without a hand in their face.
UNK is just a step slow right now, getting out on the perimeter defending those threes.
Moore back out to Ashoff. Gets the defender leaning, dumps it off, and McCool able to get the left-handed layup to drop in.
Great pass by Ashoff.
She's fired up, trying to get her team some energy to play defense the final 10 seconds. And a double dribble. So a little flash up there by Ashoff, and Myers turns it over. UNK thought they might have the chance at the final bucket or final look at the hoop there in that first quarter. Now they might actually in the second. Ashoff pulls the trigger. And the Lions get the board. That takes us to halftime. A dominant second quarter by Missouri Southern has provided some separation between the Lions and Lopers. UNK will look to regroup at halftime. We'll have your halftime highlights, analyze the game to this point, get you ready for quarter number 3 when we come back to Kearney on News Channel Nebraska.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams. Financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure. We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes, a wedding band, so we'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
From the moment you realized you needed ongoing care, to the long conversations with loved ones, and the scare of having to leave the home you've lived in for so many years, to the moment you realized you didn't have to meeting your caregiver for the first time and those initial fears turning into new friendships, to the moment you felt more supported than you have in a really long time.
Thank you.
We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
We're here at the Health and Sports Center in Kearney at halftime. Michael Shively, Todd Gatula with you. The score at the break. The visitors out of Joplin, they're looking pretty good. Ahead 44-31 over UNK. A couple of the top teams in the MIAA, but one of them impressing so far. Let's take a look at your halftime highlights. Checking out some of the highlights of that first quarter. You're going to see more UNK in quarter number 1. Taking that three, Meg Burns hits. But the Lopers overall, three-point land hasn't been too kind, just 2 for 8. It has been quite kind to Missouri Southern and Chrislyn Jones, who has not missed a shot yet this evening. Pick and roll action got going midway through the first quarter. Pouring that through was Ryan Franklin. Almost looks like the exact same play because it was just later on in the quarter. Now here is the highlight of the game. the heave from just past the logo, and that got Caitlin Honeycutt fired up, and it got her going into the second quarter. That put Missouri Southern in front. UNK led most of the first quarter. Honeycutt fills it up. That was her second three of the second quarter already. Jillian Ashoff sizing up the defense, got it to Shiloh McCool. McCool put it through, but that was her only field goal the first half. And that brings us to this point. Todd, it was a second quarter that was one-sided. 24-12, the Lions doubled up the Lopers.
Boy, it just happened quick. UNK was right in there, had the lead, hit that half-court shot, and then everything just kind of fell apart if you're a Loper fan. And I think the story is really Missouri Southern, 61% from the three-point line, 8 for 13. That's unheard of. And if you're going to shoot that well, it's going to be awfully tough to contain.
And it's not that they're just making really difficult shots. They're getting good looks from three. It's tough if you're the Lopers. What do? Do you defend the three and go one-on-one on the inside? Well, then Ryan Franklin's going to go to work against you.
Yeah, Missouri Southern's really good at spacing. They space the floor well. Ball movement's good. When they have that inside threat, as you mentioned, it's really tough. But, boy, they do a good job of spreading you out, moving around quickly, finding that open player for the three-point shot. And UNK just hasn't been able to close out and get a hand in the face on those bombs.
The Lopers trail by 13 at the break. We'll step aside. When we return at halftime, we'll take a peek at your halftime stats and get you ready for the third quarter. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
I was given a prescription opioid pain medication that lasted a lot longer than the pain itself, and within only a few months, I was completely addicted. I lost everything, and I started to watch my life slip away. These drugs are addictive. One prescription can be all it takes to lose everything.
Do you know when the worst time to find out your sump pump isn't working? The day you need it. At John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, we're offering a $59 sump pump inspection, so you won't have to find a watery surprise in your basement after a storm. For just $59, our licensed and experienced service professionals will examine your sump pump, inspecting its major components, to ensure your sump pump is ready and working when you need it most. Hurry, this offer won't last long. John Henry's, serving your family since 1996.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Michael Shively, Todd Gatula with you, getting ready for the second half here in MIAA basketball. UNK 18-7 overall, Missouri Southern 18-6, but it's the Lions who have excelled to this point. Some of the key statistics, let's first look individually. How about Chrislyn Jones? 5 for 5 shooting for 13 points. and also chipped in 4 rebounds as a 5'6" player. That's almost a perfect half of basketball.
Boy, she's just got a quick release, catches, shoots. You know, she can get to the basket too. She hasn't had to tonight, but that makes her that dual threat and just gives her enough space to let it fly.
And if she didn't turn it over one time, I think you could say it was a perfect half. They also have had a big contribution from Caitlin Honeycutt, 5 for 8 shooting for 15 points, 4 of 6 from long range. Overall, 8 for 13 from downtown for Missouri Southern. UNK has been effective at getting to the line and hitting shots when they've been at the free throw line. 11 for 12 on the game, but only 9 for 28 shooting so far. That's 32%, well below their season average of 44.
Credit Missouri Southern's defense to some of that, very active, but UNK just can't really get it to fall right now. And I know they want to come out here early, you know, try to get this under 10 and chip away a little bit. They're still within striking distance. I think the thing that's most impressive is that this is a really, really good UNK basketball team, and Missouri Southern's come out. They definitely look postseason form on top of their game tonight. Really made UNK work for everything they've got.
Coach Johnson for UNK said one of the reasons they fell down 21-10 on the road in Joplin was they missed some shots that they typically make. And I think you could say that's what happened in the second quarter as well. Shiloh McCool missed a couple of shots that she hits almost every time. A couple of follow attempts for players on offensive boards didn't go, and that led to easier chances on offense on the other end for Missouri Southern. They have the 44-31 lead on the Currency scoreboard. We have the third quarter. We'll see if the Lopers can get back into the game when we return. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
If you're looking to be confident in the used vehicle you're buying, Midway's got it. Our lowest hassle-free prices every day on a great selection of Midway certified pre-owned vehicles. Buy confident at Midway Auto Dealerships in Kearney, Nebraska, or thinkmidway.com.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings and award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Start your next journey with Woodhouse. Our commitment extends beyond just selling cars. We offer an unparalleled car buying experience that allows you to shop and buy all online. Explore an array of new brands, makes, and models, as well as our large selection of pre-owned vehicles. And it's easy to get started today with our streamlined purchasing process online, granting you the freedom to secure your next vehicle anytime, anywhere. Discover a better way to buy with Woodhouse.
Save up to $13,000 off MSRP on new Ram 3500 Crew Cab 4x4s during the President's Day sales event at Midway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Kearney or online at thinkmidway.com/CDJR.
There are the Lopers. They're trying to get regrouped heading into quarter number 3, down 13 at home to Missouri Southern. I'm Michael Shively. Todd Gattulo's with me. An exciting night of high school hoops across the Cornhusker State as well. Sub-district final time for classes C and D on the boys' side. And Many of our viewers likely interested in some of those outcomes. Right now, Kearney Catholic local squad trailing Minden 17-10, and your Auburn Bulldogs, how about a 27-14 lead over Wilber-Claytonia, an undefeated team there in Auburn.
Yeah, thanks for the shout out. Boy, it's an exciting time of year, isn't it? State wrestling just wrapped up. We're in district basketball action. State coming up. Got good college basketball. So if you love sports, college, high school, pick your level. There's a lot of great talent and games going on across the state. Pretty fun time of year.
Of course, News Channel Nebraska will be set up at Pinnacle Bank Arena and the Bob Devaney Sports Center. We will have live coverage of the high school girls and boys state basketball tournaments. Those begin next week. They start on February 28th this year. We're not waiting for March to get into the madness. Wednesday through Friday, we'll have coverage on NCN from Lincoln on the girls' side. Right now, the Lopers trying to get back into this game, a game they once led by 7. Beautiful feed, and the bucket drops through. Ashoff to McCool, and the Lopers get the first 2 of the third quarter.
That's Exhibit A UNK basketball.
With some style on top of it, a no-look one-hander from Ashoff. She's been known to do that. McCool snares the rebound. Behind the back for Ashoff in traffic. Lopers attacking. Burns for 3. Reins it in. Meg Burns, and 5-zip in the first minute for UNK.
Well, you'll take that, bringing this crowd to life here at the Health and Sports Center.
Burns now has 2 made trays in the game. Top shooter on this club. Jones did not miss in the opening half. 10 seconds to shoot for the Lions. Good first step, and it leads to a layup try for Honeycutt. Faster than Moore. Beautiful pass again, Ashoff. Oh, man, from half court to the right block. Right on the money to Sobczak, and Sobczak gets the bucket plus the damage.
Boy, talk about coming out ready to go. UNK just a minute and a half in here, closing this gap down to 8 right away.
Foul was on Reese Webb. Webb now with 3 fouls. Sobczak, she was a bright spot, a terrific first quarter for the Lopers. Maybe she can be part of the recipe to get back into the game. Webb takes a seat with that 3rd foul. She's replaced by Ryan Franklin, who's playing with 2. Promise for the Lopers. Jones gets her first miss. UNK could cut it to a 2-possession game. There's an open look. Drained it. Sam Moore stepped confidently into that deep 3-ball. Timeout, Missouri Southern. The Lopers turn it into a 4-point game in a matter of 2 minutes. Timeout, Lions on NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
The President's Day savings results are in, and it's clear that the majority agree Schaefer's is the place to save. Megan, what are you hearing on the ground?
This Samsung Schaefer's lineup has all the makings of a landslide. Not only do you get everyday low prices on Samsung appliances, but Schaefer's brings up to $500 in rebates to the table. Add a great selection, and the choice is clear.
Based on those results, we're going to call it. Schaefer's is the place to save this President's Day.
UNK hot to start the second half. There's a deep 3-ball and nothing but the nylon there for the Lopers. Sam Moore. Huge 3, an 11-2 spurt to start off this half in just 1:52.
Man, UNK come out on fire after that rough second quarter. Just what you need. Make a run, get back in it, get the crowd back into it. Now we got ourselves a ball game again.
Playing with extreme confidence, the Lopers. Some backspin on that basketball. That Moore three. Jones, the pull-up. Silky. Sam Moore is 2 for 2 from three-point land for the Lopers, and she's 16 of 47 on the year, so is making fewer than one per game, but on the mark here this evening. McCool just a little behind on the dump down pass, trying to hit the cutting Kyle Wilson.
Nice play there, look inside, just got out ahead of it a little bit, Kai, and couldn't get a handle on it.
Whole new ball game right now. Down 13 at half, it almost feels like it's over, but a 6-point game here and anybody's ball game. And a foul on the box out against Missouri Southern. Honeycutt missed the tray anyway, and that's on Hudson. That's 2 team fouls on the Lions in the first 2:45 this half.
It's been physical inside. We haven't talked much about the physical play, which you're going to see at this level, but definitely some banging going on in there down on the low block.
Officials have stopped play. They're going to review that play, perhaps for a flagrant. We'll see if we can get a look at it as well from our low camera, perhaps.
MIAA is one of the few conferences in the country in Division II that have instant replay. You don't see this everywhere. Usually you're going to see it called from the floor by the officials. They look at time on the clock.
Here's a look at it. See if there's anything malicious here. Head contact to the head. So it's on this box out there. No, I think that's just a common foul. My assumption will stay common foul there. But yes, the MIAA ahead of the curve. It was a pilot program originally, but take the pilot off of it. This is here to stay.
Yeah, started with football. I think it was a season ago, or has it been 2 now? Started with football, went well, so they've added it to some of the other sports.
That's the 3rd foul, by the way, on Hudson. So Hudson, Kahn, and Webb. That's 6'1", 6'1", 5'10". Those 3 post players all have 3 fouls, and the other post player has 2 fouls for the Lions. Starting to add up in that category. Is it something UNK can take advantage of? If they do, they have a chance to reclaim the lead in this contest.
Missouri Southern extending that defense on the perimeter.
Step through move, just a bit off balance there for Wilson. Kyle Wilson in her return had 4 first half points. Second leading scorer by season averages for UNK. Has been out with a broken bone in her hand, her first game back in a month. Backing her down, Ryan Franklin able to get excellent position to put that in off of the glass. But there's the answer. Oh, Wilson missed the layup. Loose basketball. Missouri Southern fortunate to take care of it. Shaking past the first defender, missing the shot was Myers. 4 straight for the Lions to answer the Lopers' run. McCool with the right hand there. That stays with UNK. They'll get a second look at it.
Nice job by UNK looking down low, getting the ball deep inside to McCool. She's really solid there, but obviously going up against a great player and Ryan Franklin. That's just a great post matchup, offense, defense. Both 2 real talented, athletic, competitive inside players.
Sobczak came in for UNK to replace Wilson. The Lopers have 15 on the shot clock. Tough exit pass there from Burns. There's Sobczak. Air ball. Jones initiating the offense, finds some daylight, sinks it. Kirslyn Jones with 17. And a hand check called against the Lions.
Boy, that's where Jillian Ashoff is just so solid for UNK. She can get to the bucket quick. She'll dish off. You know, Coach said last night that she's one of the top 2-point guards in the league, and she can really do a lot of things. Sees the floor so well.
Open look for Burns. Oh, she pulled the trigger and knocked it down. Meg Burns has a trio of triples. Big shot for the Lopers there. The lead had swollen back to double figures for Missouri Southern. Honeycutt finds the open player. Roach can't make it. Ashoff faked the deep three, cuts into the lane and scoops it through. Jillian Ashoff, fearless.
Boy, great shot, nice body control with the finish inside.
She can get to the hoop in a hurry. Here's Franklin. Turns off of her left shoulder and banks it through. Terrific bucket for Franklin.
Just going to have a hard time stopping her in one-on-one. And, again, they do a good job of moving the ball and creating those one-on-one matchups for her. When UNK can double down a little bit, they've had some success.
McCool had a seal, missed it, got the foul on the floor. Shiloh McCool is 2 for 9 from the floor. This a player who shoots 47% on the season. Timeout on the court. There's 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third quarter on your Aurora Cooperative scoreboard.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Drew Johnson leading the huddle for the Nebraska Kearney Lopers. 18-7 on the season, 12-7 in conference. The first year as a head coach at any program, there's adjustments. Coach Johnson says you just have to learn some of the processes, but he's had tremendous support across the board in his first year at the helm of the Lopers women's basketball program.
Yeah, he's really done a nice job. You know, that team last year lost some big-time talent. But boy, he hasn't treated this as a rebuilding year at all.
That's kind of been his trademark as the Lopers turn it over out of the timeout. Coach Johnson has been the guy tasked with coming to programs that have struggled and building them into contenders. Here he's joining a contender.
Yeah, just the opposite. UNK's 101 wins, 23 losses over the last 4 seasons, NCAA tournament team, MIAA champs. So the cupboard wasn't bare, but high expectations, and he's kind of picked right up where they left off last season.
Morgan Myers, she'd been struggling all evening, 0 for 3. Confidently sank that shot from way deep. And it's a 10-point lead again for the Lions. Sobczak keeps it alive, but tipped it up ahead. Ashoff commits the foul in open court against Myers. Not too often you see a head coach move from a fellow conference squad, but Newman, a team in the Wichita area that hasn't been in the top half of the standings in the MIAA, and UNK has, so makes sense to make that move.
Coach Johnson's talked about that a little bit, how that has helped the transition, just knowing the conference foes understanding the MIAA. Both him and his assistant and his wife, Nicole, have a really good feel for the conference, so that's made that transition a little sharper.
And doesn't need to scout teams for the first time. Has a working knowledge of the officiating crew. Seem to be on a first-name basis, according to that Sights and Sounds video on social media. Oh, solid post move, but that time Franklin can't hit it. Ashoff with her head up, always has her head up when she's leading the break. Burns, Meg Burns, filling it up. 4 for 5 from range.
She's heating up. Boy, that was a great looking step back 3 from up there. Smooth stroke.
Helping keep her team in this ball game. This is your third quarter, presented by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms.
Talk about Meg Burns there. You know, she shoots for the season 45% from that three-point line, 84% free throw shooter. So obviously she can stroke it. Really good shooter, and you get her heating up, you can make up ground fast.
That was something that was missing from the Lopers' first game against Missouri Southern, that 72-56 defeat back in January in Joplin. Burns had just 3 points and was 1 for 5. Meanwhile, that's foul number 4 on Reese Webb. She's had a tough time staying on the floor tonight.
Yeah, you can see the frustration there as she comes off the floor picking up that 4. That's big. They're starting to get a little foul trouble here. We'll keep an eye on those.
That's 2 players with 3 fouls and 1 with 4 for Missouri Southern. But this is an exceptionally deep team that regularly plays 5 in reserve. McCool sees it go through the net. Oftentimes that can get a player's confidence going, get their stroke discovered. Maybe that's the case for McCool. She's up to 9 points now. Pretty good when you can have an off game and have 9 points before you reach the end of the third.
You know, she's a vet and been around. She won't get down on herself.
Jillian Ashoff probably had the pull-up at the right elbow if she wanted to take it. Instead, continued to penetrate and draw the contact.
Number 22, Jillian Ashoff, shooting 2.
You know, Coach Johnson commented that Jillian's teams have started building their game plans around here a little bit early in the year. I think things came a little easier for her when there wasn't quite the emphasis on her game.
And teams knew McCool, they knew Burns, guard those players. They didn't know who Jill Ashoff was. Now everybody knows, because she's getting 10 points, 7 boards, and 6 assists per game, and that's as good as you're going to find anywhere.
She's a gamer.
Oh, tough runner. Coming alive here in the third quarter, Morgan Myers, a 5'6" junior, transfer from Barton Community College in Kansas. Came in averaging just 3 points a game. Ashoff for 3, short. McCool able to grab the basketball, but was she out of bounds? Yes, she was.
Great effort there to keep that alive. Little conversation down there between Coach Johnson, our official. Like, pretty good call.
UNK's defense much improved here in the third quarter. Tough pick and roll action. Really nice effort by Brandy Hudson. Defense was there. She maneuvered around it.
Yeah, give Missouri Southern some credit. They're making some tough shots. Not everything's open. It's not like UNK is backing off.
Good post positioning, but a miss for Wilson. She was frustrated with herself. You could see running back on the court to get on defense. Lopers have missed some at the hoop that they'll often make tonight, between McCool and Wilson in particular. First foul on Burns, and it puts Honeycutt at the line to shoot 2.
UNK's outscored most Southern 23-17 this quarter, so they've got the edge this quarter, just still clawing back from that big halftime deficit.
Trailed by 13, and big turning point was managed by the player at the line. Caitlin Honeycutt banked in a half-court shot to end the first quarter. That put Missouri Southern in front. She hit a three in the opening 10 seconds of the second quarter, and that 6-0 run propelled Missouri Southern to outscore the Lopers by 12 in the second. They've been trying to fight back in it since then. Had a terrific beginning to this half. The Lions have been able to regain their composure after UNK's 11-2 start. Moore from way deep. Not that time. It's about a 7-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Jones, beautiful feed. Kahn can't hit. Offensive rebound for the Lions, and Honeycutt's wide open. She misses, and 15 seconds for the Lopers before the end of the quarter. Ashoff crosses over, scoop shot, rolls in.
Boy, sweet shot by Jillian.
Don't let Honeycutt shoot it. She almost hit another.
Don't
but
play
it's
her
Ashoff.
horse.
Yeah, that's her sweet spot there, mid-court. Ashoff beats the buzzer. The Lopers cut it to a 7-point deficit heading to the fourth.
UNK is a place where quality education meets hands-on learning, and going the extra mile gets rewarded. It's a place where you can put yourself out there, reach your goals, and set new ones you never thought possible. Be yourself, but develop the best version of you. Let us show you what you're made of. Be blue, be gold, be bold. Apply now to the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Learn more at unk.edu.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
On your screen, Nicole Oldie Johnson, assistant coach and wife of head coach Drew Johnson. You may know her as Nicole Oldie, the player with her number retired for the Kansas State Wildcats. You may know her as a WNBA star, now an assistant coach here in the MIAA. And she's probably looking at a fellow post there in Ryan Franklin and admiring her work.
Yeah, Nicole might still be the best player in the gym right now. She could play ball back in the day.
Ashoff. There's a response. She wanted the foul, but Jill Ashoff now with 14 points. She's trying to will her team into this game, a big game between two teams that each have 18 wins on the season. There's Franklin. It's knocked loose. Good diving effort at it by Sobczak. 8 to shoot for the Lions. Franklin falls away, can't hit. Good defense by the Lopers. It's what it takes to come back in game, string together stops, get some points. Ashoff to Burns. Well, that's been the recipe, but not that time. And then McCool comes in to commit the foul.
Nice shot there for UNK. Moved the ball, got an open look in the corner.
This is your fourth quarter presented by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at Lincoln.org. A reminder, we do have the men's game following this women's contest, so don't leave us here on NCN. Front iron for Jones. UNK has done a much better job on her this half. Somehow they get the ball back, and multiple bodies wind up on the court there. A foul on the Lopers on Sobczak.
Plenty of time left here if you're UNK, only down 7, but that said, every possession is valued, both offensively, defensively. You don't want any wasted possessions here heading into the final 8.
Franklin, she got an open look. Went under the screen on that inbounds pass, and you can't do that. Leaves an open lob to the 6'3" Franklin, and she knows what to do with it. Franklin now up to 16 points. She had 14 against the Lopers earlier this year. Likes playing against Nebraska Kearney. And here she is again. Finds Jones. And that's the recipe. Find Ryan Franklin.
That looked like one of those Nerf basketball shots, just a little fingertip flick.
Good start to the fourth quarter for the Lions of Missouri Southern. Ashoff called for 3 seconds after a bucket on the opening possession of this quarter. UNK has gone cold.
Got to get a stop here if you're UNK.
In addition to the 11-point deficit, it's going to be tough to make up ground by fouling. Here's an open 3 for Myers. No. And UNK cannot get the defensive board. Franklin wreaking havoc every way she can. That time making it so UNK cannot secure the rebound.
It looks like most Southern's going to look to her inside regularly here down the stretch.
We mentioned Ryan Franklin. Gets the shot up there. Burns from downtown. Swish. Meg Burns, the antidote. 5 for 7 from beyond the arc. Jones. Tough to leave her open. And she commits the foul after the rare miss on an open 3 for Chrislyn Jones.
That's a really big shot by Meg Burns. You're down there, you hit that one, cut it to 8 from 11. Come back the other way, you missed that. You're looking at going down 13. So remember that shot. This winds down here.
I was mentioning it. Tough to come back by fouling the opponent when the opponent is Missouri Southern. They shoot 79% as a team from the line. So the Lopers, that'll be a tough task to come back if it requires fouling. So they're going to work now. Ashoff with another 2 at the hoop.
Another big bucket. Cut it to 6. Now get a stop, and things are looking good.
Just a 2-possession game, both sides, with 3 timeouts remaining. Ten seconds on the shot clock for Moso. Honeycutt draws the foul with 4 seconds on the shot clock. Good take by Honeycutt to draw the foul against the freshman Christensen.
We haven't seen many times tonight the shot clock wind down. Neither defense has really forced shot clock to come into play. That time UNK got down to 4 3 seconds, then bails them out with the foul.
So that resets the shot clock to 20. The Lions likely to use a good amount of that clock. Here they get a wide open look for Webb. Reese Webb coming off the bench. Missed the shot, and the ball will stay with the Lions. Foul against Christensen. Now 2 fouls on her in the same possession. In the second half, the Lopers especially have had a tough time securing the defensive rebound. Second chance points starting to pile up for Missouri Southern, or at least second chance opportunities. And another foul on UNK. That is the 5th this quarter. It only took 4 minutes and 19 seconds for the Lopers to commit 5 fouls this quarter. A chance at the line, shooting 2. Brandy Hudson and Sobczak now with 4 fouls.
That's maybe a tough one for your UNK. They've been battling the low post all night. The official says he was bringing a knee into her, which you're going to get that call every time.
That's 3 fouls on 1 possession for UNK, a possession that was looking favorable for the defense. There's 4 seconds on the shot clock and the ball on the left wing. Now here we are 3 fouls later. There's 2 points at the line for Hudson and company. That's a backbreaker for the Lopers. Wilson looking to feed Moore inside. Sam Moore gets the double team and the steal for Kennedy Roach. Trying to pass through it. The Lions swipe it away. Inside to Hudson, who finishes.
Coach Johnson ain't.
Man, you just cannot sleep on Jill Ashoff after made buckets. Perfect feed to Wilson. Jones traveled. Thought she might get away with it there for a second. Slid the pivot foot. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com. The final 450 on the Currency scoreboard next.
From the moment you realized you needed ongoing care, to the long conversations with loved ones and the scare of having to leave the home you've lived in for so many years, to the moment you realized you didn't have to meeting your caregiver for the first time and those initial fears turning into new friendships, to the moment you felt more supported than you have in a really long time.
Thank you.
We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
Missouri Southern, we thought maybe we'd see their point guard Mia Topping today. We have not. She remains out, but her teammates have picked it up. After consecutive defeats, they've gone on the road and put together an impressive showing against the Lopers. Not over yet. In the lane, Burns misses. Stops now of the greatest of urgency for UNK defensively. Double team comes, open 3, that's Myers, and she hits it.
Boy, they made UNK pay that time. UNK dove to the post, the double team down, kicked it right back out for the open 3, and that's what you give up when you try that.
Myers with 8 points, all in the second half. Terrific play by her, a player that averages 3 per game. Diving to the hoop, Wilson misses. Remember, she's coming back from a broken bone in her hand, her right hand. And, oh my, that you could hear that up here. McCool, she's okay. And that is, I believe, foul number, no, it's number 4 on Brandy Hudson.
The foul number 15, Brandy Hudson, her personal foul.
Well, we commented earlier, it's been physical in there. Yeah, you got some talented post players going at it, and none of them have shied away from contact, for sure.
Checking in for Missouri Southern, number 31.
11-point lead for Missouri Southern on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. Finishing that thought from a moment ago, but you wonder if Wilson, once she gets back into the flow of things, might be hitting a few of these shots that have rolled off the rim here tonight. Combine that with McCool struggling from the floor. And part of that is why there's 11 points of separation. Ashoff, beautiful find. Moore right at the cup.
Great look by Jillian. Ashoff that time. Find a nice, easy bucket down low.
She has 8 assists to go along with 16 points. Double-double watch for the point guard.
She needed 6 tonight to move into second place all-time for UNK career. So she's
career, not season.
Yeah,
career, not season.
The record's 177. She came in tonight with 145. So might fall a little short this year, but definitely on pace.
An outstanding redshirt sophomore campaign. And Franklin makes it 10 points of separation again. And no surprise if you're a person who's watched News Channel Nebraska throughout state tournament coverage. When she was at Pius, man, did those Thunderbolts teams have some phenomenal squads. I remember watching here as McCool knifes to the post. Ashoff and Alexis Markowski of Nebraska Cornhusker fame sharing a moment, sharing tears on the sideline following their state championship their senior year. That was a phenomenal duo. They're both having excellent college careers. Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Zollner Ford Lincoln. Not that time for Myers. Great half of basketball from her, though. Oh,
huge
UNK
shot.
Not giving up. Another 3-ball for Sam Moore. Fantastic game for the Mullen native. Has 13 points. The deficit is 7. 15 to shoot for the Lions. Nobody on Franklin. Oh, no. And Wilson's injured.
Ryan Franklin.
Or is that Sobzak?
Sign up on the floor.
It's her left shoulder. That is Wilson. In her first game back after a right hand injury.
Yeah, not the same injury she's been out with. That was a broken bone near her pinky, but she just came up lame there.
And there's just a technical foul issued, and it's against UNK. The Johnsons are not sure why. They didn't think they did anything to deserve it. There is the technical foul and asked to leave. Drew Johnson, not even just a technical, a T, and you're out of here. Well, there certainly has been physical play in this game, and Coach Johnson likely thinking there was a foul that resulted in his player being injured. Arguing that point, must have said the right word or several to go from 0 to 100 there.
That was 0 to 1,000.
And Jones, this game, for all intents and purposes, you feel like it's in the Lions' win column now. But Coach Johnson exiting to the locker room. Is that a first for Coach Johnson that you know of here as a Loper?
I think so. He's a pretty cool, calm, and collected guy on the sideline. He's not known for getting the officials here too much. But, he's a couple points tonight. He was getting on him when it was getting physical down low. So something obviously he thought he saw down there happen, and gone immediately.
And he might have been looking for a technical foul there. I don't know if he was looking for an ejection. So Missouri Southern, they got the two when play was still going because it was Wilson unable to keep playing. Then they get the 2 free throws and the basketball. Now there's 3 seconds on the shot clock for Jones, who gets 2. Nope, missed it. Wide open layup. Lopers down 13. They need a flurry. Burns. It is her night. Burns and Moore and Ashoff, they're each going off.
She's 6 for 8 from the 3-point line. 18 now for Meg Burns.
And Jill Ashoff just registered a double-double with points and assists. 16 points, 10 assists. Honeycutt. No. Franklin fouled. You look at this for the Lopers, and you get 18 from Burns, 16 from Ashoff, 13 from Moore, 11 from Sobczak. That's a recipe for a win, but it's not happening tonight.
Yeah, most nights you look at that and you say you're going to come out here with an 8-10-point win, but this Missouri Southern team's good. They definitely team to watch in the postseason.
Franklin strokes it. Mentioned earlier, this team is unreal at the line, nearly 80% as a team. We will not be talking to Drew Johnson after this, but we will be talking to Nicole Oldie Johnson. Your post-game interview brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Lions will have the ball here. Officials sort things out. Well, the regional rankings, or rather the regional contenders released by Division II here this week. And 10 teams listed as under consideration for the Central Region, 7 of them from the Mid-America Intercollegiate Athletic Association, the MIAA. And that does include both of the teams we see here, Nebraska Kearney and Missouri Southern.
Yeah, UNK's the next matchup. They play this Saturday here at home versus Pittsburgh State. Then they'll end their regular season March 1st at Fort Hays. So 2 winnable games for sure.
And there's a foul. Pitt State 13-5 in conference, sitting in 4th place in the conference. Fort Hays is 13-6. They are in 5th. So both of those teams ahead of the Lopers in the standings. UNK will fall to 7th after this defeat tonight. So a chance for the Lopers to make up some ground. It is worth noting the first 6 teams get a bye in the first round of the tournament. The 7 seed does have to play the 10 seed. UNK does scrap to get the defensive board. Burns from another zip code. Offensive rebound tracked down, and a timeout. Nicole Oldie Johnson. 45 seconds here on your Currency scoreboard will remain here at the Health and Sports Center. So the Lopers hoping to get to that 6th seed, but Coach Drew Johnson, he said this is a young team. Being the 7th seed is not the worst thing. Gives you a chance in a game you'll be favored in to get a win, get some confidence, get some momentum in Kansas City as that tournament progresses.
Yeah, tonight aside, this is a UNK team you definitely can't sleep on. They've been to the postseason. They've got the talent. You get the right draws and things go right, and you can pick up a couple of wins pretty darn quick.
The men's game set to come up after this one. Lopers against Missouri Southern. UNK fallen on some hard times in the men's category, but an opponent that is 500, 12-12. Certainly a challenge, but one that the Lopers will step on the court with a competitive chance. We hope you stick around after the conclusion of this one. Ashoff to inbounds. Good design. Beautiful look for Moore. Offensive putback. There it is from McCool. Shiloh McCool into double figures with 11. She has a double-double, 11 points and 12 rebounds. And for Shiloh McCool, that just continues to add to her accolades.
13th double-double of the season.
And at one point this year, she had 7 straight games with double-doubles.
Every night, steady.
Not her most efficient evening, though. And when your opponent scores 84, you need to be pretty efficient yourself.
Will be number 1, Chrislyn Jones.
Chrislyn Jones will be shooting.
A quick timeout for blood on uniform.
Blood on a uniform with 33 seconds left.
It's like Brindley Christensen, I think, down here at the little bloody nose they're treating on the sideline. It's been physical.
Yeah, we hope the best for Kaya Wilson. She is still on the bench. She's not in the locker room, perhaps encouraging. She was grasping at her left shoulder, was unable to continue as play went on. She was brought to the sideline, and Coach Drew Johnson was ejected. Christensen getting looked at with that bloody nose. UNK, 25 games into the Johnson era, 18-7. They will fall to 18-8 and 12-8 in conference here. For Missouri Southern, this is a team that ends a 2-game losing skid, regains some confidence heading into the stretch run of the season.
And again, this is a Missouri Southern team. Last year, 29 wins. They won the MIAA tourney, made it all the way to the regional final. So while they lost some depth and talent, returned a good nucleus from that team back. So they're a veteran team, and definitely a team to watch.
Missouri Western leads the conference. Missouri Southern is second. You can see why. Impressed by their depth. New coming in, they bring 4, maybe 5 off the bench. If they get their point guard back, Mia Topping, at some point, then there's no reason this team can't make a deep run in the conference tournament or even the NCAA tournament.
Not sure what the conversation is out here right now, but still discussing that last play where Brindley came out.
I think they think we get paid by the hour on the broadcast, but in fact we do not. So we're ready for ball. We do have some more college hoops on TV tomorrow. We head up north. Wayne State College in action, a fellow Division II squad. Men's team has been playing some good basketball up there for the Wildcats in recent seasons. Taking a little step back this year, but they'll be back on top of their conference in no time, no doubt about it.
I wish we had a microphone in this conversation right now. The facial expressions are priceless.
33 seconds left. Something
Maybe
to sort out before then, and the Lions, they're leaving that conversation upset. So we might have a flagrant foul. We'll see. It will not affect the outcome, but this game is over. Rich Broderson will let the arena know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 fouls, an intentional and the other foul. So we already announced the Brindley Christensen foul, a foul on Chrislyn Jones from second, 13th foul against Missouri Southern State with the
Okay. So an intentional foul against Jones, and that gives the basketball to UNK instead of having Jones at the line on the Christensen foul. Ooh, miscommunication there. And there's a foul by the Lopers. Sam Moore looks to the sideline. Oh, what just happened there?
Number 12, Sam Moore, her first personal foul.
Let's make it a 4-possession game. Should take it to the locker rooms after that. Jill Ashoff, 10 assists, 16 points on 6 of 12 shooting, made all of her free throws. Ridiculous.
30-second timeout, UNK.
Lopers call a 30-second timeout. They're not ready to be done yet. Nicole Oldie-Johnson gets to be head coach for another 30 seconds. She's going to milk all that time she can. Let's see if we can see Jilly Ashoff. This is the second time, make that third time this season that she's had double figures assist. Career high 11 against Washburn, had 10 against Northwest Missouri.
She's just really turned into a focal point and has been for quite a few games now for this UNK Loper team, along with Shiloh and others. There's a lot of balance, but she's really raised her level of play. To be honest, didn't get a lot of minutes last year, more of a reserve role, so she's really stepped up this season and been a dominant player at times.
Such a joy to watch. A person that loves basketball as much as anything. Loper step out of bounds. And a timeout taken. You know what? We'll stay here. I didn't think I was going to get this far into the bag of tricks, Todd, but you know, might as well update folks. I did check this out of curiosity today, but the University of Idaho, now where Carrie Amy and her husband are coaching, leaving UNK for a Division I job. 13-12, they've won two in a row now, having a good first season there with the Vandals.
Yeah, happy for them. They did a great job here, and boy, it's good to see them move on and do well at the Division I level. And I wouldn't sleep on that team in the next few years. They know how to build a program and great people, and still have a lot of ties to this team and this program and this university. So nice to see both of them do well in their new stops at the Division I level.
Often these days you see an entire team depart when a head coach leaves. Was not the case here at UNK. Most of these players were in this program, stuck around. Testament to them. And the Johnsons bringing a similar culture to what was already in place. Didn't go their way tonight. Missouri Southern uses a tremendous second quarter and some physical play to pull off an impressive road victory. Missouri Southern defeats UNK 86-75. The Lopers drop to 18-8 on the season. Missouri Southern improves to 19-6. Stick around, folks. We'll have your top plays, a conversation with Nicole Oldie-Johnson of Nebraska Kearney, and then we'll get you on to the boys' game. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket, or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
I was given a prescription opioid pain medication that lasted a lot longer than the pain itself, and within only a few months, I was completely addicted. I lost everything, and I started to watch my life slip away. These drugs are addictive. One prescription can be all it takes to lose everything.
Do you know when the worst time to find out your sump pump isn't working? The day you need it. At John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, we're offering a $59 sump pump inspection, so you won't have to find a watery surprise in your basement after a storm. For just $59, our licensed and experienced service professionals will examine your sump pump, inspecting its major components to ensure your sump pump is ready and working when you need it most. Hurry, this offer won't last long. John Henry's, serving your family since 1996.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Assistant coach there for a bit. I know it's in a defeat, but you did get to take over for a while. You called a timeout. Were you trying to get some more time?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's always, obviously you never want to be in that situation as an assistant coach, but I know that Drew has complete trust in me and the players have complete trust, and so the players obviously battled really hard and listened to everything that Josh and I had to say, and so credit to them, you know. Stuff like that happens sometimes, and they just stuck with it. Unfortunately, didn't get the outcome we wanted, but played really hard.
A terrific start to this ball game, but towards the end of the first quarter, it started to slip away. The half-court shot didn't help. Then they hit a three to start the second quarter, and it spiraled. What contributed to that second quarter lull?
Well, obviously, Missouri Southern's a really good team. I think they won like 14 or so straight at one point, so they're really, really talented. We came out and played really aggressive early on. I thought they matched us really well, and then they kind of found this other gear, Missouri Southern did, and it took us a second to find that gear to match them. And so, obviously, with them being a good team, they're going to make you pay when you don't match their intensity. I thought late in the third, fourth, we battled really, really hard and did match it. Unfortunately, just had too big of a deficit.
Need to talk about Jill Ashoff because she had a double-double tonight, points and assists. Her third time this year with double-figure assist. What makes her tick? She always knows where the players are.
She does. I mean, Jill is a phenomenal player, one of the best point guards in this league. And obviously, she would say this too, credit to her teammates for knocking down shots. But Jill just makes a lot of stuff happen. She plays with great pace. She has the ability to score it and obviously deliver the ball at a timely time. And so she's just a great, phenomenal player, and she obviously showcased that tonight.
2 games in the regular season left. What's this team need to do to finish well and then make a run in the conference tournament?
Just stay together, come tomorrow ready for practice, ready to battle and get ready for Pitt. And just, stick together, play really, really hard each and every possession, and we'll find a way.
Well, thanks, Nicole. Best of luck against Pitt.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We have top plays coming up next. UNK falls to Missouri Southern.
If you're looking to be confident in the used vehicle you're buying, Midway's got it. Our lowest hassle-free prices every day on a great selection of Midway certified pre-owned vehicles. Buy confident at Midway Auto Dealerships in Kearney, Nebraska, or thinkmidway.com.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Back here at Buckle Court at the Health and Sports Center, Kearney, Nebraska, campus of the University of Nebraska-Kearney. UNK women's basketball drops this one. The final 86-75. It's time for your top plays. Brought to you by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items? Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Two teams already sealing their spots in the MIAA Conference Tournament. They both have 18 wins on the season, two of the best in the region in Division II. And Missouri Southern, towards the end of the first quarter, got going. Pick and roll action, and then this to beat the buzzer. Banked in. Caitlin Honeycutt from half court heaves in the banked in tray, and that gave Missouri Southern the lead after one quarter, 20-19. The Lopers were in control most of that period, but then that half court shot just brought all the momentum to the Lions. There's Honeycutt again from distance. The Lopers, beautiful dump down pass, no look. Shiloh McCool puts it through, courtesy of Jill Ashoff. Now here's Ashoff in space again. She is a magician with the basketball. Finds Meg Burns. Gorgeous three. She had a phenomenal night. Burns 6 for 9 from long range. At halftime, it was a 13-point lead for Missouri Southern. The Lopers get back into it in the third quarter, but Ryan Franklin and company start to pull the Lions back out. It had been cut to just a 4-point deficit. Now the Lopers driving, scoring. Ashoff late. Inside and out, leads to a three for Missouri Southern, and that about seals it. That tray ball from Morgan Myers. UNK still fighting until the final whistle. Bucket for Sam Moore, who finished with an impressive 13 total points. It is worth noting head coach Drew Johnson gets ejected here. There's the tee. That was not his second technical. That was his first, and then the straight to the locker room motion. And you can tell he had no idea that ejection was on the way. But the Lopers fall in this one to Missouri Southern, 86-75. UNK is 18-8 on the season. Michael Shively, Todd Gatula with you. And good spirits for the Lopers following that defeat, able to have some smiles. They know there's still plenty of opportunities heading into this season.
Yeah, that's not a horrible loss. It's a really good team. UNK had their moments, also had a couple tough moments and just couldn't quite get past that big second quarter deficit.
Next up, Hit State for the Lopers. That is Saturday at 2 o'clock here in the Health and Sports Center. We hope you can make it out in person to view that one. That will complete our coverage of the women's basketball game. The men are set to go at it next. UNK and Missouri Southern in an MIAA battle. We'll set you up for that broadcast when we return. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Start your next journey with Woodhouse. Our commitment extends beyond just selling cars. We offer an unparalleled car buying experience that allows you to shop and buy all online. Explore an array of new brands, makes, and models, as well as our large selection of pre-owned vehicles. And it's easy to get started today with our streamlined purchasing process online, granting you the freedom to secure your next vehicle anytime, anywhere. Discover a better way to buy with Woodhouse.